not looked, and it is there, only there, that you shall find the master.
You sure look like a master to me.
What's going on? This is Ya. How you doing? I'm eating Bright Farm Sunny Crunch salad. So, real quick, I also want to talk about habits, because previously I was eating meat, and again, I don't eat meat anymore. When Passover came, I did eat lamb for Passover, but aside from that, I don't really eat meat. And when I first, it was a struggle to stop eating meat. I'll admit. I tried to stop a couple of times over the past few years, and the thing that used to get me was chicken wings. I was like, man, I need some more chicken wings. Like, I gotta have them. I gotta have those chicken wings. But this last time, it was still a struggle at first, and the reason is because of habit. It's because of habit. But the thing about that is, you can use habit for you or against you. Because once you develop a habit, it becomes easy. It's like now, my taste buds and my palate has changed to where I don't desire that anymore. Like, I desire the stuff that I'm eating now. Like, I desire salad and black beans and tortilla and a bunch of other stuff that's delicious, but it also makes me I feel good. I don't get that heavy feeling after I eat. I feel energized instead. So hold on, let me pause this. Okay, I'm gonna try it again. So I stopped eating meat. It was a struggle. And what I found is that it is, it's simply because of what you're accustomed to, because of the habit of eating meat. That's what made it difficult to cut it out. There's a certain taste that I was used to, things that, I was accustomed to satiating my appetite in a certain way. Well, when I switched up that habit, I started eating things that are healthy for me. I get a different sensation. I feel better. I don't feel. I also cut down the amount that I eat, so that not only I'm getting more substance because of the things that I'm eating, or I'm choosing to eat, but also I'm watching the portions that I eat, and so the combination of the two, I don't feel that, after you have a meal, you feel your energy feels drained. Instead of the food that you eat is supposed to give you energy. It's not supposed to, but you're digesting all this heavy food, so it's actually, it takes energy to do that. And people, after they eat, they get the itis, they feel sluggish, and you're eating, you're taking in more than you need to, and you're taking in a lot of stuff that really isn't aiding you. You know, empty carbs and all that stuff. So I mean, that's the point. That's the tidbit. Is it's the same with, you know, diet is other things. Once you develop the habit of eating healthy, you don't want to go back. Like, I don't, you know, there was a time when I was like in college, I used to just eat honey buns every day. I can't imagine going back to just eating honey buns every day, even though honey buns taste good, the icing and everything is good. I can't do that now. I don't want to do that now, because I've developed another habit where eating healthy does taste good. It feels good. That's my new habit. It's the new normal. And so it's, you know, it's the same thing with any other area in your life. And, you know, these things they all interact. They all seem separate or whatever, but these things there's interplay between all these things. Because if you learn to do the right thing in one area, then that spreads out to other areas in your life, where you're like, man, I can apply that same principle to this and that area, and that area it grows. And so that's one of the benefits of, you know, doing well or doing right, even in one area. Because if you do excellent or do well or great in one area, then, you know, that by principle you begin to realize, listen, I can apply that same principle to this area and that area. And so you can start to, just because of one area in your life, you can start to fix all the different areas in your life if you want to, because that's the principle. You have to choose to do this. Like, you got a choice every day. You got a choice of where you're going to eat. You got a choice, you know, if you're going to wake up, get up on time. You have choices and decisions to make, and you are the one responsible for making those choices and those decisions. You can look out at the world and you can say, you know, blame this person and that person, blame here, blame there. It's, you know, it's the world's fault, and, you know, the world's doing this to you, and the world owes you better. But what you get up and choose to do each day, only you're responsible for. And that's a huge factor in all of those things that you may be complaining about, or that you don't feel is going your way. You know, you really have to assess and take accountability for your own decisions, you know? I was thinking about the Boondocks now. I was thinking about the Boondocks episode about Riley talking to the lawyer about R. Kelly. Riley said, listen, at what point does accountability, self-accountability, become a factor in all this?
Hey, boys! Hey there, Huey. Riley. I couldn't help but notice your sign, and I hope you boys aren't too upset about me having to prosecute Mr. Kelly.
Hey, man, you do what you gotta do.
Why R. Kelly, huh? What did R. Kelly do to you?
He's accused of relieving himself on an underage girl on tape, which is against the law.
Okay. But let's examine this whole peeing thing. So I can pee in the toilet and it's okay. But if I pee on a person, it's like not okay.
Well, yeah.
Well, what if I'm peeing and Huey's in the bathroom and I accidentally pee on Huey? Should I go to jail?
What the hell would I be doing in the bathroom while you're in the bathroom?
Hold up. Remember when we used to sleep in the same bed when we was littler? From time to time, I'd have a little accident.
You still do.
Shut up! So, Mr. Dubois, Mr. I wanna lock niggas up for peeing. What's the statute of limitations on bedwetting? Why not prosecute me and R. Kelly at the same time, huh?
Now, Riley, no one's going to prosecute you for bedwetting.
And you shouldn't. It's a natural bodily function, and now every nigga in the world gonna be scared to pee. I may never pee again.
Riley, it was a little girl.
Oh, I seen that girl. She ain't little. I'm little.
Yes.
Gary Coleman's little.
Yes.
Mini-Me is little.
Very.
And to the best of my knowledge, we all managed to avoid getting peed on so far.
But what about the victim?
Oh, yes, the victim. At what point does personal responsibility become a factor in this equation?
I don't think that...
I see piss coming, I move. She saw piss coming, she stayed.
Yeah, she did,
And why
but...
should I have to miss out on the next R. Kelly album just for that?
Man, you just got beat by an 8-year-old.
And if R. Kelly goes to jail, I'll piss on your cat.
If I see pee, I get out the way. She saw pee coming. She stayed. So you know, whatever it is that you're complaining about in your life that's not fair. Listen, life, it ain't fair. It's not fair. It's not fair for many reasons. The favor is not fair. You know, there's favor on certain people. It's not fair. Okay? So what? So what if it's not fair? What are you going? If you're in a fight with somebody, you know this person doesn't fight fair. Okay? What are you gonna? You gonna? No fair. No fair. No. No fair, man. That's what you gonna say?
Come here.
No fair. No fair, no fair.
And that's what you're gonna do. I'm reminded of Kumite, the movie. Is that what it's called? That was like a song or something. I don't know what it's called. Jean-Claude Van Damme. I think it was called Kumite. It was about fighting. But listen, the guy he was fighting, he wasn't about fighting fair. He was about winning. He was about being brutal. So, you know, like, that would have been a totally different story if Van Damme was just like, oh, this guy doesn't fight fair. You know what I'm saying? And that was it. Like, you gonna fold, you're gonna lay down because it's not fair. You know, or you're gonna win. Like, it's up to you, man. That's your choice. It's your decision what you're gonna do. You know? And you can choose to fight back, to use what you have at your disposal, to use the training that you have, or if you don't have it, to do the training so that you put yourself in a position to win. So, you know, that's it, man. Tidbits. Just tidbits.